Nice. Are you gonna say an intro or anything? What are you doing?
I guess. I don't know. You tell me when you're ready to start and I'll start rambling.
Ready.
Alright. I'm 2-Pack. Welcome to What Am I Carrying in My Backpack? Right now I am doing a southbound section of the Appalachian Trail, carrying my 8-month-old son, and that means a lot of gear. So how did I fit it all in one backpack? Pretty classic Osprey Poco AG Plus. Why this pack? Because this pack was gifted to me by a super awesome girl named Erin. So I already owned it, and I thought I would give it a try. I've made a bunch of modifications to it to make it work. Starting at the back down here. These are just some REI straps. You can get them obviously at REI in the backpacking area. Tied them on with some 2mm line onto the frame on the back in order to strap on my sleeping pad. So first thing I added was sleeping pad. That's got to go on the exterior. I added a couple extra bits of the 2mm cord with some clips from Z-Packs. They have great lightweight gear. Yeah, clips to add on more external storage space. Another Z-Packs thing are these side pouches. They came off my ultralight backpack from Z-Packs. I just needed more ways to store more things. So I have one on each side. They probably carry a liter of gear each. Mesh nets strapped on however I could make it work. I strapped on a toy for the baby boy to chew on, a teeter. He had his first tooth popped through the first day on the trail. That was really cool, but also a challenge. He was a little fussy. Backpack is really heavy behind me. As you can tell, it's really, really deep. So getting the water moved up front for water carries is really great. These are 2 different brands. I got Hilltop Packs and another Z-Packs water carrier. They fit the smart water bottles to carry that up front. I think that's all I've got as far as adaptations on here. But
Yep.
ready?
Ready.
Alright, as far as keeping my gear dry goes, I have this Dyneema, not sure the brand, nope, Z-Packs. I'm a Z-Packs fangirl. Dry bag for going inside. If you want to go cheaper, because this is like $50 probably, you can do a compactor bag inside your backpack. I find it's more reliable to keep your stuff here than a packed cover, as my lovely filming assistant here uses. They both work though. So I'm just gonna start packing, and I'll talk about gear as I put it in. So I want to keep all my gear dry. So this goes in first. Get it all set up. Something I always carry when backpacking is a journal of some kind. I needed just for a 3-week period, so I got this tiny little thing to journal in. It is a good ultralight option. It's Hobonichi, Hobonichi brand. The paper's like barely exists, so lightweight. Next up, got a food bag organization. This is full of food. It's food. Probably another Z-Packs bag, spare bag for hanging if you want. Stores all my food. Don't mind the screaming baby. Well, wait, other things that go in the food bag generally are trusty spoon, Get a tall one. It's nice. I like to carry this sometimes for making electrolytes, just because I don't want to muck up my like smart water bottles before I have my water go through the filter. I don't imagine sugar going in the filter would be good for it. Collapses. That's good. Oh, buddy boy. Fuel and stove. I always like the small ones if I can manage it. The stove is an MSR. I think it's a pocket rocket. All I know is I've had it for probably a couple thousand miles worth of trails in many, many months, and it's never had any like flimsy part on it. It is sturdy. Sturdy thing. I keep it in its case. Maybe that's why it's lasted me so long without issue. Up until my baby sucked on it and it stopped working, I would keep a tiny lighter in here. The big ones don't quite fit in there, but it's okay. Mini stove fits in my 600 milliliter Snow Peak. Alright, and then we'll get into a quick thing on my clothes. I won't go deep into clothing, but you want to do shoes first? You can help me with the shoes? Alright, hold that. I carry town shoes, or camp shoes. Can I have it? Thank you. You want Mickey? Yeah. Airing your feet out at night means no blisters. Do it. For myself, I have a long sleeve shirt for hiking or sleeping in camp. It's a breastfeeding shirt. It's not cheap. It's by Explorer. It's the only breastfeeding wool shirt that I could find on the internet. So they get to charge what they want, but it's quality. I like it. My old government issue waffle 3/4 zip because it's the perfect layer. Gets me through 99% of cold temperature ranges with just this. Also currently being used as a pillow for Wyatt because my sleeping pad hurts his head. So, baby pillow. Space is a premium, you must cram it deep as you can. Patagonia, either my middleweight long john pants, whatever you want to call them. I don't know. Patagucci's worth it. They do good stuff with their money too, so I'll wear Patagonia all day. I just sent my rain pants home. Those were Enlightened Equipment rain pants. We just have the forecast for the rest of our hike and shouldn't need them, so saving some weight because this path weighs a lot. Rain jacket, anti-gravity gear. Can't recommend it enough. Has huge pit zips, which is like, I won't wear a jacket that doesn't have huge pit zips at all when I'm hiking because with a backpack on you sweat, and I'd rather like not just be wet and gross inside a raincoat. At that point, you might as well be in the rain. So, definitely recommend anti-gravity rain jacket. Darn tough socks because I'm a thru hiker and they replace your socks when you burn holes in them. And honestly, they don't really burn a lot of holes in them. So, socks. One pair on my feet, one pair in the bag. Appalachian gear beanie because it's just the right amount for what I need. I don't want to overheat my head. Don't want to sweat. And it's alpaca wool, so again, wool is great. Alright, that is my clothes. I do also carry a little REI microfiber towel, probably twice the size I need, but works for showering, works for drying my tent, works for drying up his pee if he gets pee somewhere, because he's a baby and that happens. This guy hangs on the outside. While we're talking about pee, we can get into the rest of the stuff for the bathroom. Get there, now get off the shoe. There, I use this whole pocket for bathroom stuff. I carry on the outside.
And go.
Alright, so the bathroom easy access pocket here. I carry a small bag of wipes, so they're accessible during the day. I carry my trusty Ziploc with my toilet paper, a trowel, and a tiny little Ziploc of diaper rash cream if Wyatt needs it. Hand sanitizer, a little one, an extra diaper or two, and then a pho to-go container. It's the perfect size, it's a great material, doesn't like absorb the smell, it securely locks, so when it's got pee or poop in it, it doesn't come off. Use it in the tent at night, use it on the trail, use it all the time. So that's accessible here. I got my cooler cloth. If you're a female hiker, you should be finding some way, one way or another, to not use toilet paper while you're peeing, because that's a lot of what makes like nature areas icky when there's toilet paper everywhere. So get yourself a cooler cloth. They're great. We're gonna hold it together. I got a little knife, opening things, protection. I have it hanging off my chest strap so I can just yank it out if I ever want it. I think Wyatt needs some loving.
Want to be a part of the video?
Maybe. We'll see. Anyway. Hi.
Wyatt.
Hi.
Hi.
Next up I have, we'll get to more diaper things, I guess. Alright, buddy, do you want to stand right here? You want to stand here? Yeah. You play with the hat. Actually, yeah. I have an entire bag of diapers, minus what I used in town. I could still carry a couple cloth diapers. That would probably be a good idea. I started with entirely cloth diapers, but Appalachian Trail, it's humid out here, and things just weren't drying fast enough, and one less thing to worry about, although it makes for a heavy backpack. More wipes. Tiny bag full of toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, various pills, tweezers, tiny cuticle cutters, duct tape, bacitracin, and some gear aid to fix gear. For the diapers, I'll show you the big piece of Wyatt's clothes that go in there. He's just got a hand-me-down fleece jacket of sorts that goes inside here. He has, apart from what's on him, a pair of like thigh-high wool socks, a little sun hat gifted to me from Mighty Mouse, my trail family from the AT class 2021. This thing keeps bugs off him, it keeps him out of the sun, it adds a layer of warmth over his other hood. This thing is key. I shove all his extra gear in his side pockets. Socks, hat, and then this is kind of interesting. This is a good one. A lot of babies today sleep in like sleep sacks, and those don't have arms on all of them. This is a wool kind of just sleeves thing that's to be worn in like sleep sacks. The reason this is great is because he's in the pack, and that means he's got a ton of fabric and heat going on all around him, and it's like a little easy to overdress him and have his body core temp get too high and also just get uncomfortable. But this keeps his arms warm and doesn't overheat his torso, and it also has the folding like hand covers where his hands can be out or they can be wrapped up inside the thing. So super awesome. He sleeps in it almost every night. It keeps his hands warm when he's hiking, keeps him good to go. I used to stuff his clothes in this little sack. I'm just holding on to it because I have a section coming up where I think the amount of food I have will overfill the backpack, and this will get strapped on the outside as overflow storage. Little ditty bag, Osprey lightweight bag full of 2 different cords, a lightning cord, a mini HDMI cord for charging my battery pack, and then wall block. Get a better one than this so it charges faster. Mine sucks. And then this bit of kit is awesome. I think everybody should have this instead of their black diamond headlamps because it is half the weight and half the size. Night core headlamps. I bought this before. They sold them with the tiny little straps. I had to DIY mine, but they sell prettier lightweight straps. Now it is rechargeable, and it's awesome. So with everything shoved inside it, it just barely closes. Waste first day out in the town. Oh. Especially when you pack it like crap because you're doing video. We'll go back to it. The sleeping pod situation. I went with closed cell foam for a few reasons. Not having to keep him balanced on a inflatable is really nice, and you can cut it and make it the own shape you want. So I have the part I sleep on and the part he kind of sleeps on. Could have cut it any different length. This is what's working for us right now, but we don't gotta worry about rolling off of it, and it's fit to our shapes. Sturdy in there. The screaming in the background is going to be solid. So this gets strapped on down here. My tent is a duplex, Z-Packs duplex, back to Z-Packs, I'm a fan, with a bunch of their lightweight stakes and the poles that you can buy to go with it. It fits perfectly in this upper pocket that they've got on the pack. Hey, buddy. I carry an umbrella for a couple reasons. This being a really big padded tap, in the rain it's gonna like get insanely heavy as it absorbs water. So I wanted to keep it from absorbing water and keeping him out of the rain. Even as I'm setting up a tent, for example, I can have this rigged on here, take him off, set him on the ground, and he's out of the rain the entire time while I'm setting up the tent. It also keeps us out of the sun, which has been more useful than the rain situation on this current hike in September in Connecticut. It slides behind his shoulders, straight behind his shoulders, like behind a pad and everything, pops out, goes right there into the pocket so it's totally secure. I won't take it out, but in here I have my thicker jacket, my puffy equivalent, and a Nemo pillow, and an Enlightened Equipment custom-made short but extra wide quilt. So the extra wide quilt previously held me and a dog if in need, and now holds me and the baby. And I rigged it with more Z-Packs stuff. They sell little patches of Dyneema that stick right onto other Dyneema that have loops. So I put 4 of these patches with the loops onto this dry bag that also from Z-Packs. And the little clips that are on here that I mentioned earlier clip this onto the back. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't. Usually they close it like 2 inches more, but it's never all the way closed recently because it's super full. Hey, sweetie. Is your leg weighted in there super hard?
Show us your clips.
Yeah. So, just tied the 2 mil from REI onto the pack, a little bit through the clip and a little bit around inside the seat. And then hook the clips on to the exterior dry bag on both sides. Try to keep it from bouncing. Call it good. Baby learning to climb. Good job, little buddy. So other than that, well, while he's here, what else we have for him is this Milk and Whiskey is the brand. They sell these awesome little baby sun hoodies. It buttons up in the front and it doesn't get him too hot in the sun, and it keeps him warm and mosquitoes away by the rivers. Great piece of kit. He's got these, really maybe my favorite things are these booties of his. They're wool and leather. For what we're doing, it's not too wet or anything. It's all we need. They stay on great, they're warm, they don't overheat. Sometimes layer the socks under if you want extra warmth. And then you're so grumpy, you understand? The tiny chaps. These pants he's wearing, as you can see right now, they are chaps actually. When used, we put them on last minute as a mosquito deterrent, but normally I'd put them on underneath the diaper so I can take him out and have him go potty or even change his diapers while he still has his legs warm so he doesn't get extra sad and fussy. So they're really helpful. just in general to keep him warm for diapers, and also if you're doing elimination communication, which is really helpful on this type of trek, they make it much easier. Other than that, we have my fanny pack, Z-Packs. It's great because I keep my phone, all the snacks I need, a plan of the general trip out, credit cards, anything that I want on me 24/7. I don't have to take the pack, like dig it in and out of the pack. It's on me while I've got the pack on. It's on me when I take the pack off when I go in the store. It's got what I need. It also works as a baby pack. Like, it holds his weight up when I'm walking around the store with him. And as far as water goes, I carry the classic smart water bottle. I used to do 2 liters. Decided recently with trying to have enough water, hydration to keep up with breastfeeding, that wasn't quite enough. So I'm currently doing 2.5. And that's getting me through the day. I carry a hiking stick. A stick is better than poles for 10 million reasons. I firmly believe in it, and if you've got a pack that weighs 55 pounds, you should have something to help you not destroy your knees. I got my Ray-Bans. And I got my Outback Trading Company hat because staying out of the sun is great. And that's it. It weighed 52 pounds when we left. That was before switching out the cloth diapers to disposables, which get heavier and heavier as they fill with pee. And we've sent a little home most recently, so who knows where we're at right now, but probably around 50 pounds. That's heavy weight, like wet weight with like, that was with food and a half a liter of water. So base weight, my guess initially was around 40 pounds. Don't know what it is now. But on the trail, probably around 55, 50. Getting it done. Yeah, that's it.
We're good.
All right.
Buddy boy.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. Get in the backpack. Part of it. It's part of the routine. Snack, snack. Carrot. Lime. And flip. A bit of a tactic to it. Gotta get the baby happy, get the foot between all the pads. Oh, balance it on the knee. Get the hip strap out of the way again. 1 push, 2 push for the other hip belt. And we're looking good. Hopefully you got better straps. I broke my clip, making it work. And we're off to the races.